Paul, nice way to go into the World Cup break. First of all, just what did you say at half time?
Well, it weren't a good first half in terms of quality, was it? It was and I'd say both teams there. We had so much control when we had the ball and got up to the final third, but then we'd just give it away there and be countered. So we had to be tidy with the ball and have more threat in the final third, and also be more concentrated and aggressive with how we locked out to stop the counter-attacks. They were the two things. And then we did that second half, which meant that we played the first 25 minutes or so in Cardiff's half and got the chances and ultimately get the goal. And it gave us that platform to go on and get a really big win.
And in the end, it could potentially have been more, because you went from hardly creating anything in the first half to creating quite a bit in the second.
Yeah, but that's how we want to play. And listen, there's reasons why we know we're not as best, but we can still demand that and expect that. And I thought Macca made a difference. We played Blaster to make sure we had more natural midfielders in there coming here, because and it's no disrespect to all the players on the pitch, but when we're missing a lot, we didn't want to be vulnerable to those moments, but because we had control in terms of getting the ball to those dangerous areas, that's where Macca wants to play and where we need him on the pitch. So, and it turned out perfectly well. It was a no-brainer really. So when we were getting in that final third, he was getting the ball there. Best moments were coming down the right, and he played a big part in us winning the game.
Was there always the intention to make the switch, or was there an issue for Ollie or Blaster?
Tactically, the switch was going to be made, but he's carrying a little injury as well. But yeah, he's nothing he couldn't carry on with. But as I said, I think it was just obvious what we needed, and we had the perfect solution there, So it was the right thing to do.
And a proud moment for him, and he certainly didn't look out of place in that first half.
No, he's a good player, like I said, and the reason for him, he's a totally different player to Macca in terms of we've had a way of playing this season, like Illiman and Ollie scoring the goals, and which has meant we've had a pretty set way of playing, and then with certain people missing, we've played the same sort of way, which has probably put a different emphasis on Macca's game when he's played, and he's had to be better without the ball. But today was different because we were getting so far up the pitch. Then it was about, right, what can he give us with the ball? And that was great. And there's the difference between, obviously, Blaster's more of a midfielder, getting in the pocket, doing the other bits and pieces as well. And that's his game, what he's going to be good at. And we need to add the other side to his game. Macca's probably the exact opposite in that position.
I mean, you'd already got two keepers on the bench, a couple of youngsters as well, and then Jack Robinson goes down early on. Penny for your thoughts at that stage?
What can you do? There's nothing. It's just the way it's been going. So, yeah, boys playing with illness as well today. So I can't speak highly enough for the lads. But one thing been challenging, you can't feel sorry for yourself. They've had every reason not to win games if they'd have wanted one. So that's where they need commending really, and the pat on the back is whether it's been the fact we've had to play 7 different people at left wing back, another position, people playing out position and people playing ill and injured, and it's the way it's been. And we could have either moaned about it and, like I said, had an excuse, or knuckle down and give everything. It's just meant we've had to play slightly different in a lot of games to dig out results.
Well, like a hamstring injury for Jack, are you going to have another look into all the injuries and see if there is anything that's contributing to it?
He's shattered. He's not 100%. He's come straight back from not playing for months, and then because of injuries had to go straight in the team. That's it. The way it's been going is just as you saw the last week when Anel was ill. He's going to be ruled out well now with an illness. Ollie Mack nearly scores, jumps for an header. Someone rocks his ankle and done his ankle ligaments. Flecky gets the slightest glancing blow on his leg, which is no one even spots, but it happens to catch right in the fracture and creates a little bit of a swelling round it and made it too uncomfortable. It's just the way it's been going, and meant that, like I said, the same people's having to be playing and carrying knocks until they've broke down. So this 4 weeks, regardless of form and wins and where we are in the league, it's come at a good time for us, so we need to make the most of it.
In terms of those kind of 3 that didn't make it today that you mentioned, Fleck, McBurney and Ahmed Hodzic, are either of them going to be longer than the World Cup already? Have you kind of got that idea?
Who knows, because pointless me even saying, because we just want players back, that's it.
And in terms of going into that World Cup break now, you are top of the league for the minute. What's kind of your assessment at this point after 21 games of the season?
Yeah, listen, we have to be better. We want to play better than what we're playing. We want to win more games than what we are doing. But if you actually look at, and there's been loads of things you guys that know with the players, if you actually look at what we've gone through and what we've been doing, to be where we are, I've got to actually give a lot of people a lot of credit, but we know we need to be better. 38 points from 21, we need more than that in the next 21. That's got to be his aim, to keep improving, and that's why we need players back and available, and to have what we got 13, 14 first team players missing now, and not all of them can play. We only pick 11, but there's a vast majority of them, a vast number of them would be playing in every 11 between now and the end of the season. So we need them back, we want them back.
And just with all that considered, I was going to ask about Reda Kadra. Many thought he may well have started today. Why didn't he get the start?
Again, for the shape, Bill and Illiman. We'd not, if you remember when we started this time last season and we played 3-4-3, if you like, a lot. The form of Illiman and Ollie Mack have meant we've played with a 2 and a different shape behind it. Then with the midfielders we've lost, we haven't got the 2 to play in there, but if we had have, certainly Reid and Macca would have suited that shape a lot more. So at the minute, if we're playing out of the shape, Macca and Reid have got to be better than Illiman or Ollie Mack or Bill, or better than Ollie Norwood and the boys who's playing central midfielders. But we still need to use their qualities. You see today, Macca's arguably won us the game today with how we change it. Reid has come on and helped us see the game out to him with his pace. When Illiman was flagging, and then we needed that threat. So Bill did his job dropping on the deep midfielder, and then Reid can just stay high and at least keep 1 or 2 of their defenders back, and little things like that help. So everyone's playing the part.
Do you feel like Red has still got a good role to play at this club for the rest of the season?
Yeah, definitely. But he's got to. He knows his role. Got to understand it. You saw today, he's chomping at the bit to get on. He's ready to go. He comes on. He sprints first thing. He's chasing for the team. That's what we want. The unfortunate thing is we're only picking 11 at a time. Do you know what I mean? And as I said, as it's been standing this season, there's been centre forwards have been a little bit frustrated with the form of the 2 who's been scoring the goals. That's how it's been, and it's tough, but that's my job, to chat with the players then who I'm not picking and get them to understand why and what they can do to get in the team.
Enjoy your break. Thank you, Paul.